Listen to the Dreadhead Trader with a grain of black salt. Do your own due diligence. Be on DD. Be on designated driver. You cannot trust what I say 100%. Know I have your best interests, and I always keep it 100. Once again, gotta thank officially all the new subscribers that have become a part of the channel. Thank you for showing love. I went semi-viral on this Toy Story 5 short that I posted this last Sunday. And I gotta say, man, covering AMC stock for the last 2 years, it's a lot, man. As well as GameStop, I cover those two stocks a lot. I also cover the movies, based on how they're doing since I cover AMC. So for those y'all that love movies, I cover AMC. And if you want to learn how to make some money, how to invest, how to trade, any type of advice or free game, I'm here for you. This is what this channel is all about. Of course, what I say is not financial advice, just education purposes, and you can just see a real one go to work. So this is the day chart on AMC. It was a crazy week, man. So Friday, June 26th, it went up out of nowhere, 27 cents. It hit a high of like 222, $2.22. It was at a low of 183, closed out at 216, and during the after hours, it hit out around back to 222. And Toy Story 5 is the reason why this went crazy. And I was only in the green. This green area right here is my profit zone with my stocks. So I was only in the green from last Wednesday the 17th all the way up to Juneteenth weekend and Father's Day. And on Monday, it came down a little bit. I thought that was a little funny. But then on Tuesday, the 23rd, it crashed 24.5% because Adam Aaron did a share dilution. And what that pretty much means is he issued shares to whoever he owes. I don't know specifically who, but he had bonds for 2027 that he had to pay off more debt. So when you dilute shares, you increase the float. And it sucks for shareholders because I'm an original ape. And pretty much we are going to have a harder time having the stock pump up to where it's supposed to be. I'm not saying that the squeeze potential is over. The volume is still up. I mean, on Friday alone, we sold there's over 65 million volume, almost 66 million volume. So it's a good time to accumulate and to buy a dip. But on Thursday, it went down to this low of 172 and it bounced back up immediately. So this is a very strong resistance line. And if you saw my short, I was saying if it's going to break out of this wedge right here, out of this bearish wedge flag right here, that it's going to have to bust down below 154, which is the 2025 low of last year. That was on New Year's Eve. So pay attention to these support lines that I have. And I'm glad that the AMC pushed back up to this point of 210, because 210 is where the dilution was set, like on this day, like right around this range. They sold their shares, about 95 million of them, over 95 million shares for $2.10. And if you go down here, this is when Adam Aaron, the CEO, the snake, he bought a $250,000 right here on this date on May 19th. So this is another strong support line. Why would he want his own shares to crash? I mean, we all know that he's not really for the shareholders, but this is the risk that I take and the apes take and anybody that's trading take, because we like the volatility, we like the squeezes, the MOAS that's happening in the past in 21. So what I'm looking at, I'm going to get into the movie stuff in a minute. I'm almost done. We need AMC to hit this 2024 low right here, 238. This is where it went from $2.38 to like 12.13 and 24. And over here, 4/4/25, April 4th, 2025, this is where it sprung all the way from 245 to like 555 at the end of 2025. So these are like some key levels. And then of course I'm in the green right over here at 250 with my call contracts, and with the stocks that I own right over here in the yellow. It's where I break even again. So earnings is projected to be August 11th. This right here, this date, August 27th, this is the date that I bought my first 500 shares of AMC at $2.86. So the reason why I have this here is because if I sell after this date and I'm in the green up here, then I won't have to owe any state taxes. Depending on how much it goes up, I'm either going to owe nothing or a lot less. But I'm not expecting a huge squeeze of like $10, $20 by then. But if I'm somewhere up here, like $3, $4, $5, $6 range, and I still have all those shares, I'm gonna try to save my state taxes because I live in Killer, California. But if it squeezes like mo ass, I'm up out of there. I'll pay the taxes. So I don't just make these videos just to be like, oh, I'm pumping it AMC to $700. No, like I really do this, bro. I really do this, and I just hope people rock with me. So, as I mentioned, almost 66 million shares of volume were traded on Friday. I want you to look at this though, y'all. This is staggering. This made me just be in awe. So, look at this. Only 43%, I'm saying only 43% of AMC shares were traded in the exchange. You never really see it, up here like this. And, it's really a lot lower for the daily. So 43% is like stupid high for AMC. And then the off exchange, aka the dark pool, where all the snakes and the hedge funds trade illegally, and most of our shares allegedly go into the dark pools because that's the type of control they have. Only 37%. It's usually in the 70s or the 80s. I've seen that over 90% this year. And I don't know, man. I'm not the biggest genius when it comes to these type of numbers, but the last time I seen these numbers was 5 years ago in 2021 when the MOAS happened. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but this is just showing that more of the dark pool trades are going into the New York Stock Exchange. This is great news for shareholders and bad news for the shorts. Speaking of them bastards, the short interest is only 10%. 10% as of Friday. And this is relatively low because just recently over the last couple months, we was looking at right below 30%, like around 25, 27%, and it's been tanking. And I truly think that the market makers, the AMC board, they're helping out the shorts and letting them get out of this play because they're going to lose the little profits that they got, and they're also losing if they shorted at 93 cents or $1 the last 3 months. And if you check out the volume with the options, look at this. This contract expires on July 17th, man. Look at all of the calls. People want this to go up. 328K, and the puts only 41K, man. And just look at the volatility. Over 100% on all of these dates in the future. My calls expire on January 15th. I might sell earlier. Don't do what I do. I'm just telling you what I will do. I'll sell, I'll buy whenever, But one last thing I'm going to show you with that, and I'm going to get into the movies. So this is the July 17th dates for the calls. And look at all the strike prices. Look, oh my gosh, it's making me stutter. Look at all this volume, man. $2, you got 10,000 volume. $2.50, 10,000 volume. $3, 13,000 plus volume. And if you look at the open interest, man, 68,000 for $2, 50,000 for $3, or $250, excuse me, 76,000 for $3. Look at this. People are buying at $6 strikes. $6 strikes on $2-3 a piece, 45,000. People are thinking it's gonna pump to at least $6 by July 17th. And look how cheap these calls are. It's just crazy what's going on in the market right now. Now I'm gonna talk about what's going on now. We got Supergirl out in theaters this past weekend. If y'all like DC comics, if you're a fan of Superman, this will be your movie. But according to Rotten Tomatoes, his website, it's been lackluster. It's saying that they were due they're due to make a little more than what they made. I believe they made about 56 million or something like that. 68 million this past weekend. And they spent like about 170 to 180 million to make this movie. So this flopped. This flopped. And the critic reviews 1 star, audience reviews 2.5 stars, 4 stars. People aren't feeling this movie. I'm not really gonna care to see it. I know I'm supposed to be supporting, these movies, but I did see Toy Story 5 last week. But to be honest, man, it's not really a grab for me, man. Like, the actress don't really got much charisma. The special effects all look dope, but we want Superman. And it just doesn't seem like she's popular enough to get pushed. And I think DC Comics need to do a better job of that. Because I mess with Batman, I like Aquaman. We like Superman. It's hopefully, it does better. But yeah, 68 million is terrible for a movie of this caliber, being a DC release, and it's been pushed a lot. But what's really gonna blow the socks off people's shoes, man, is Minions. This is coming out July 1st. They're saying it's projected to do anywhere from 53 to 85 million in the domestic 3-day opening weekend, and 95 million to 115 for the 5-day debut. Because the first is like next Wednesday, and the 4th is next Saturday, 4th of July weekend. So this series has done like about $4 billion. This is the 7th movie coming out. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen any of them. I just cut it on last night for the first time with my woman. I cut on the first Minions movie. After 30 minutes, I couldn't take it, man. It's these weird little yellow dudes that I don't know what language they speak. They love eating bananas. It's really random. It's for the kids. Hey, I'm in AMC for the money, man. If it's just going to pump the price, if it's going to get me paid, and hey, man, if y'all like this weird stuff, be my guest. But I don't know. I'm going to give it a chance, man. I'm trying. I'm an older cat, man. And another movie in July that's going to do big numbers, allegedly, is Moana 2. Moana. And that's featuring The Rock, the People's Champ from WWE. I grew up watching wrestling, so that's going to draw me to want to see that, just because, I was a Rock fan. And they're saying that it's projected to do 80 to 105 million. That's more than the Minions, for crying out loud. And it's just crazy, man. Like they're saying that they think in total it's going to be 550 million to 950 million, pretty much $1 billion. Like, that's crazy. And these come out back-to-back weekends in July. And these people want to say AMC and the movie business is gone. How? Tell me. Show me. I don't understand how people get brainwashed by this. Even this cat over here, man, Adam Aaron, the AMC CEO, is gaslighting. He's saying right over here on Twitter yesterday, June 27th, in the second quarter, on the bang, not a whimper, the domestic box office will be up around 20% versus the same weekend last year. So they've up 20% domestically in the last year. The quarter should end at $3 billion industry-wide, perhaps a hair under or over. Clearly the highest Q2 industry number since 2019. And since 2020, they've been hating on all the movie companies in the industry. And it's bouncing back, y'all. Cumulatively, January 1st to June 30th, the domestic box office will be up around 600 million year over year. And I'm supposed to just believe that. I don't know, man. Even though it's coming from Adam Aaron's mouth, this snake, this bastard, like, he's putting up the numbers for us. With a strong July ahead of us, that number will grow even more. Hello, Minions, Moana. I didn't even mention Odyssey and Spider-Man. Come on, bro. Spider-Man at the end of the month. Like July 30th or something that's coming out. So you got 4 movies. And he says hallelujah with a bang emoji. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. I'm going to show y'all the weekly chart. And, of course, last week AMC went down 23%, but bounced all strong off this resistance line of 172. And I believe, man, I truly believe, I truly believe that there's potential for a short squeeze. I don't know about a MOAS, but a short squeeze is definitely could happen. But I like how it's gradually going up from the all-time low, 93 cents the last 3 months. And just the monthly chart. And on the month of June, AMC is still up 43 cents, like almost 25% on the month. So don't let last week fool you. We're still up on the month overall. Like, all these websites are putting out negative reviews on AMC and meme stocks. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy to me, man. But yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe. Get this out to people, man. People need to know the truth about the box office. People need to know the truth about the hedge funds, about Wall Street doing all this corruption and market manipulation, man. I don't want to sell out and do all these crazy viral videos, stunts and all that other type of crap just to get on. Like, I appreciate everybody who's been subscribing and tuning in. But until next time, this your boy, Train G's with G. I'm out.